Tony, how did you become involved as Tony Banta in the iconic sitcom Taxi? And what was Andy Kaufman like? And could you share a brief, funny story about him?
Well, I was a fighter. I was a prize fighter. I was a, people say, how good were you? Well, you heard of number 9 in the world? I was number 9 in the gym. But no, I wasn't bad, actually. And but I was seen in the gym, and through a long, convoluted story of, I end up fighting a guy, and there's two guys from TV with this guy who saw me in the gym. He calls me up and he says, when you fight, and I'm bringing these guys from NBC to see you. He was trying to do a pilot called Augie. It was Chico and the Man and Rocky sort of put together. Old man, a gym, young fighter. They rent out half of it to an aerobics instructor, which sort of dates it. I remember thinking leg warmers. Anyway, so he says, you're fighting soon. I got these guys coming. They want to see you, Got them interested in the pilot. I said, I'm fighting Friday night in Nanuet. In Nyack at the Nanuet Star Theater. He said, I'm going to bring them. And I was like, oh, God, I got enough problems. I got to fight a guy. Now you got TV guys coming. Anyway, so on the way up, I found out he was the state champion of Connecticut. I thought, how tough could he be? Geez, Connecticut? Well, cut to. I get in the ring, and the guy's got this crazy move. He looks like he's throwing a right hand, but he throws a left hook. I don't know why, but it looks like it's the right hand's coming, but the left hook comes. And the thing about a right hand, when you get hit with a right hand on the chin, you go down. When you get hit with a left hook on the chin, you go up in the air, and you land on the back of your neck with your feet up in the air. Like, you can't look worse. And so I was embarrassed when I got hit on the chin. I went up in the air. I landed on the back of my neck. I was like, oh, there's guys from TV here, So I jumped to my feet, you dirty, I'll show you, and he hit me the same exact punch. I went up in the air again, came back down. This time I was really hurt, And from now on, I'm just telling you what I saw on the film, because I really kind of don't remember. But I was shaking my head trying to get the cobwebs up, and I hear the guy counting, and everything slows down. I hear the guy counting, 4, 5. It's like unbelievable. I look across the ring, and there's the fighter, and he's breathing fire. I swear, he was screaming at me, get up, get up. And I thought to myself, should I? And I think I heard the ref say 9.5. Anyway, I get up. I get up. I take a terrible beating for the next 2 minutes. By the way, this is all in the first round. I take a terrible beating for the next 2 minutes. I'm not kidding you. It's unbelievable. The guy hits me on the chin. I'm walking around, following him around, just taking punches. At one point, hits me straight, a right hand, right down the pike. Comes right, hits me right on the chin. I start to go down. And if I would have gone down, it would have been 3 times. That would have been the end of the fight. But instead, all of a sudden, I go, and I stop, and I come back up. It's like somebody put their hand under my butt. And then, with 15 seconds left, same round, we both throw right hands, and mine gets there first, and I knock him out. I win the fight. People are telling me you won. I have no idea what they're talking about. But the guy goes crazy. He thinks, you can't write that, So he got me a screen test, and I ended up in Jim Brooks's office. He's doing a show called Taxi. I had one other fight. I won one other line. This is just such a good line, I can't resist. I had one other fight. He got me an agent. I got a screen test, and then he got me an agent. I got a pilot. Did this pilot, came back and started fighting again. And then he got me this agent, set me up for an open call for the Warriors. Do you remember that movie? Warriors, come out and play, yeah. An open call for the Warriors in New York City. Oh, all I can remember is a lot of feathers. I don't know why. Anyway, so I was fighting. I had a fight, so I had the poster. In those days, they used to make posters of fights. And, you had your picture on the poster. It said, Tough Tony Danza, Brooklyn's knockout artist. I think I was fighting Mike the Mad Russian Tarasowicz, class joint, $6 ringside. Anyway, so I went for the reading, and it was a big conference room table. It was Joel Silver and Larry Gordon and Walter Hill. Serious people. And I said, after I read it, I said, hey, you want to see a warrior? Why don't you come see me fight? And I unfurled the poster. They went crazy. You a fighter? I said, yeah. So they came to see me Friday night. I was fighting at Prospect Hall in Brooklyn, that place now that you see We Make Your Dreams Come True in the wedding place. I fought a 10-rounder there. So they sit through 5 boring fights. And then I come out, and I'm fighting a guy named Billy Perez. Billy Perez was a guy in my gym. We knew we were going to fight each other, so we never liked each other. It was one of those things. We had a beef at the weigh-in, and it was like so stupid. And then I was really good if you came to me because I could punch. But if I had to chase you around, I look bad. I just look bad. So he comes right, the bell rings, he comes across the ring like a freight train, and we start throwing punches. And it's funny if you listen. If you want to see it, oh, by the way, you want to see this fight? It's on, somebody put it on YouTube. I swear to God, so if you go Tony Danza fight, it comes up. So, but what's funny about it is the announcers. It was my first fight on Manhattan Cable. It was my first TV fight. I'm on Manhattan Cable. It's big. And Muhammad Ali was there, but that's a whole other thing. But anyway, the announcers, it's like they're not watching the fight. They go, well, the first round, it's a feel-out round. The fighters, they try to feel each other. We're in the ring killing each other. It's like they're not even watching. So what happened was he came to me, hit me a punch. I hit him a left hook. And in 40 seconds, he's in the front row. It sort of kills the suspense of seeing the film, but I knock him into the front row. He goes out of the ring. And I'm like King Kong walking around the ring. I swear, I felt like King Kong. And Larry Gordon, the producer, looked up at me, and he went like, that's the greatest audition I've ever seen. So then I ended up in Jim Brooks's office. I went for the Warriors. Oh, typical Italian. I go for the Warriors. I go to Gulf and Western, which was the Trump building now. It was Gulf and Western. They own Paramount. So I go there for costume. So I go in, and I'm fighting 10. I'm 8 round. I think it was an 8-rounder. I'm fighting 8-rounders. Now I'm in a major motion picture. There's girls around. We're going for, well, this is unbelievable. And I'm like, I think I'm in some kind of crazy world. And all of a sudden, somebody goes, Tony Danza? And I said to myself, I knew this was too good to be true. I just knew it. He's not. Somebody wants to see you. They want to see you in Juliet Taylor's office on the 22nd floor. So I go, get in the elevator. I say goodbye to the girls. Hey, goodbye. You know? I get in the elevator. I go upstairs. The elevator opens to a waiting room. The waiting room is filled with like 200-pound guys, like 10 or 12 200-pound guys, big guys, blonde hair. I'm in the wrong place. What is this, you know? The receptionist says, Tony Danza? I said, yeah, it's me. She says, come here. And these guys are all like, who's this idiot? You know, I was like, so I go in the room, and there's Jim Brooks and Mandy Patinkin. And Mandy Patinkin's reading for Judd Hirsch's part in Taxi. Mm-hmm. So I read for Taxi. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm so naive that after I read, Jim Brooks walks me out and he says, Jim Brooks, who wrote Terms of Endearment and Good as It Gets and all those. He walks me out and he says, I loved your work. I said, what work? I didn't know. Did I sweep? I don't know, you know. I had no idea. So, but I get the part. It's the craziest thing. They made it an Italian middleweight. It was written, the guys were there because the part was for an Irish heavyweight named Phil Ryan. And made an Italian middleweight named Phil Banta. There's a postscript. 3 days into rehearsal, the producer comes down, Ed Weinberg, he puts his arm around. Hey, Tony, let me talk to you. Yeah, sure, hey, what's happening, Ed? So, listen, he says, we're going to change the character's name from Phil Banta to Tony Banta. He says, holy mackerel, is that doing that for me? You know? I was so excited. Then I found out it was like a reflection of my acting ability. They were afraid I wouldn't answer the film.